Hey guys, what's up? Take a look. So just picked this up on Craigslist for 30 bucks. So it's not the amplifier on top, but it's the power supply down below. And I was doing some Googling, before I actually bought it to see what the specs were on this thing. And there's no information at all about this anywhere. I think there's only like one or two images. One was a Craigslist ad, and it's nothing about this thing anywhere. No text, no nothing. So I actually put my amplifier on top so you can see it's from the same vintage. So this is my TX100 Palomar amplifier with my cooling chassis. But yeah, 30 bucks. So don't know if it works yet, but he said it powered on. Like he actually has lights. It powers on. So yeah, it's definitely from the 1970s because that amp is from the 70s. And that's, you can see it has like well, this is faded, but it has like the black matching faceplate. I don't know if this is a factory. I think it is, because originally this thing actually had these weird little plastic ones here, like on the front of it. So yeah, I think that's the original switch. But look at this, it's in really good shape though, man. It's super clean. Like the top is a little janky. Well, I mean, it's a little scraped. I could like rub it down with some like my aluminum black. Sort of like a bluing for aluminum. But it has RC transistors. It has 4 transistors on each side. And as you can hear, I have a switching power supply up there that's powering my current radios. And I want to power it with a linear power supply. Because I'm making a video about the noise. How noisy this new power supply is. I'll just show you a quick little thing here. Crazy noise that thing puts out, so I can't even use that as frickin' RF or radio. But I have some ideas why. But so I wanted to get a linear power supply for these radios. So I want to have one for the amp, one for my new DX400, the Texas Star down here that I finished. I haven't actually uploaded any videos about it yet. But before I do that, I want to make sure, I want to look at the capacitors, because this is 1970s. So I'm guessing in like this Palomar, it's going to have obviously a big transformer, lots of heatsink, but there will be some kind of really large filter capacitors, because it's not switching, right? So when you put those heavy draws on it, it needs to have those capacitors as a buffer. So, all right, so I think because it says DC30, I'm assuming it's 30 amp, and by the size of it, that it's 30 amp because it has 4 transistors in it. So I'm going to be using this to power my small amp, this KL203, and the 2 radios. And then the other amp will be powering the DX400. Yeah, what's funny is I can't even, at max wattage on the DX400, it overloads that power supply. So if I turn it down a little bit, then it stays okay. So I'm kind of maxing out that supply. I might make some mods to it to make it put out more power. Thicker wires and stuff. But alright, let's open this up, take a look at it. Alright, so it looks like to me that everything is mounted on the bottom here. That probably is the transformer right there. So I think I'm going to take the faceplate off really carefully, though. It looks like something might have been in there already. Can't tell. But, yeah, because I mean, the heatsink is really just these transistors right here. That's what's really going to be, using the heatsink here. So it looks like you have a front plate and a back plate, but it looks like if I took off all these screws here, I mean, also it's these ones right here, because I have another Palomar, this thing from the same exact vintage. You can see they use the exact same bottom stuff. So the same thing with the amp too. Put together, like, see these? Like, I don't know if you can see that even. It looks like these are slid in there. Okay, now this. Okay, they come off that way. I'm just trying to figure out. Okay, like. Okay, there we go. I gotta take their back off. Well, that's a little terrifying right there. I mean, it looks super, super clean on the inside. But look at the size of that capacitor, man. It's like a death cap. I see one other radial capacitor in the back here, but yeah, that's a little nutty how the size of that capacitor. Yeah, I guess like I said, that in this one I just use. I know some of the Astrons will do the same thing. they'll use one big capacitor versus a bunch of smaller. Like this one uses 5 6800s. All right. Yeah, because that'd be really expensive to fix. Because it costs about $10 to $15 to replace the filter caps on the other one, and that big capacitor is probably $50 probably. It depends on the actual voltage though. So I'm guessing probably 50,000 microfarad, maybe, or more, 30 amps. I mean, I do have a local electronics store called Marvac, which has huge caps like that, but I don't think I even have I don't think my cap tester, this little thing right here, or even my multimeter would be big enough to even test that thing. The only thing I was able to get off this capacitor, though, it was 25 volts, and I don't know if it's the main USA, and under the tape, I'm not going to pull it out because it's, I mean, the fact that it's 25 volts and it's that big means this thing is huge. Like if this thing was 450 volts, you know, it would be way less, but because it's 25 volts, this thing must be huge. I'm guessing probably 70,000 maybe. I'd say anywhere from 50 to 100,000 microfarads. Because it's 30 amps, so I'm guessing it's 30 amp, but I mean, they wouldn't have this huge cap in a small power supply. Alright, we're going to use the old multimeter here. My flukes are out of batteries. Well, one's in my work bag and the other one's out of batteries. So, let's plug this thing in. Our power cord right here. Oh, it's sketchy with that cap. Now that I know how big that cap is there. Alright, so stand back here. Well, he plugged it in, so he said it powered on. Ooh, hear that hum? Well, I mean, it's a huge transformer, so you're going to have some kind of magnetic field hum going on there, you know? Like if it was vibrating, you'd have some loose plates. Okay, nice hum going on there. Got some power. What's the multimeter say? Alright, 13.8 volts. I can put this through, give me a load test. Yeah, I'm not going to know the actual amp draw, but I can see. So I hooked this up to my radio here. Dummy load goes to my here. So what I'm looking for is voltage drop. See how much, what the capacitor, how it is. Yeah, I would need a shunt if I was running through my multimeter if I wanted to see amp draw. But that's actually like a lot of amperage. So, alright, so I'm going to do single sideband. Alright, single sideband delay. And this actually right here has a built-in tone generator. Let's see here. So what I'm looking for is frequency drop. So I'm basically holding this, and this is an integrated tone generator. Alright, let's look at the voltage drop here. Ooh. That's not good. Yeah, because this thing puts out maybe, I'm guessing this thing probably draws 15 amps maybe, 20 amps maybe. How's it even still active though? Like how's the amp not quitting on me, you know, at 3 volts? So when I had my leads straight on here, it's getting down to about 6 volts. But obviously you can tell this thing's getting super dim. Let's try that again. So if you guys actually have the schematic for this thing, man, that'd be cool. Now let's see if I can Google them a little more, but it's called a DC-30 regulated power supply. I mean this right here is max, like 1 kilohertz tone. You know, that's pretty much put it like max modulation. Well, max power. Alright, now, if you guys have any ideas, let me know down below. Gotta do some research. Like, I may have to test the capacitor. I don't know. I fixed this regulated power supply. Same thing. It's just a smaller version. Had the same problem. What I forgot how to do with that thing. Was it the capacitor maybe? I don't know. I recapped everything and it seems like it works now. So, I mean, this is a big power supply. This should be able to hang with this little amper here. This is a TX100, about 200 watts SSB, probably tops. So, 2-pill. All right, so I've been letting this kind of sit for a while, kind of cycling it on and off, and it seems like it's getting better. It's weird, you know. Like at first I was getting, like you saw, I was getting an insane amount of voltage drop, and all the transistors are getting warm, all 4 of these transistors. So I know not one of them is popped, but I'm not sure. I was been cycling this and it's been getting better and better. So now I'm up to, like, you know, there's no relays in there to clean. It's all transistors. So audio. Let's do another tone like that. That's max transmit. So it's kind of intermittent. It's sort of like audio 1 2 1 2 1 2. See how I lost voltage there for a second? Audio 1 2 1 2 1 2. That's tone. I mean, I actually have a fan kit on this amp, so I can kind of go nuts with that, you know. I'm just gonna run this thing through its paces and see what's up. You know, put some heat through it, you know, and get it warmed up. Who knows the last time it's been fired up. I mean, the cap could be gone bad, that big cap. I mean, I think it's 50 years old, so, you know, mid-70s, you know, 70s at some point, so it's 2025, so like 50 years old. All right, well, as long as I can stay above 13 or 12 something, I'm fine. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the capacitor, if I had to buy that capacitor, it'd be crazy expensive, probably. I'll look, though. My radio stopped. I'm doing, like, test on it, you know, and this is not a whole separate power supply, you know. Maybe I overheated the MOSFETs, the finals. But this is kind of weird. It's sort of intermittent, so I'm not sure. Could be a bad transistor. I mean, I don't know. I don't think a cap would be intermittent like that. So I'm thinking it's maybe some kind of transistor that's kind of going on and off. Because 1 minute it will work fine, the next minute it will actually go back down again. But yeah, now I'm having other issues with this thing, so I don't know, man. But let's see. It must have popped a fuse. Yeah, it just shut off abruptly all of a sudden. Okay, yeah, amp's working. So, all right. So if you guys have a schematic for this thing, that'd be cool. Yeah, I don't know if the new Palomar people, you know, like the Palomar engineers, those guys, are the same company as those people. All right, so I let this sit overnight. I kind of kept it on, and so I hooked it up to my same amp, but I hooked up my cover 29, channel 20 amp going into my dummy load, and I don't know what's up now, but it's stable now. So, yeah, I'm not getting more voltage drop. You can tell because of the lights. Remember before it would dim. So when I would transmit, this would dim and that would dim. So I started this last night. It was actually getting better and better. You know? Yeah, now I'm not getting voltage drop at all. So barely anything, like 0.1 of a volt. So that's odd though. I'm not used to it. It's not. There's no relays in here. It's all solid state. So, you know, it's a closed loop regulated circuit. So, I mean, also a transistor. I mean, we're talking there's pretty old transistors in there from the 70s. So, I mean, maybe they just got excited. Who knows? Like the electrons started flowing through them again, and they got excited and kind of rejuvenated itself. Don't know. I thought at first maybe it could just be like a loose wire, but I checked the wires. I mean, these aren't great, but you know, typically if it was a bad wire, I mean, usually this would have having issues and not the power supply, but you saw it yesterday where that thing was going obviously down. Yeah, like I said, I verified with my multimeter. And, alright, I'm going to send it. So my goal is to replace all my switching power supplies with linear power supplies. Just because I said, I'll make another video about this. Like when I turn this one on, it generates an insane amount of noise. But I have some theories about that, and I'll go more specific into that power supply. But I can't use that for my radios because it's too noisy. So, alright, cool. I mean, 30 bucks. Craigslist. Stoked about that. Yeah, 30 amp too. Incredible deal. Alright, awesome.